Here are some stories from the various regions. In the Volta region, the Member of Parliament for Ketu South and Minister for Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, Jefa Ablagomashi, has urged the youth not to look down on professions within the creative arts industry, describing it as a major source of job creation and employment.
I thought that I should empower the youth in Ketu South as well to not look down on any profession in the creative space. The creative space, as records will show, has the potential of employing as many people as are available. And also, I think that is one of the easiest or lowest hanging fruits. Many people think that because you've acquired or attained higher education, you should sit in an office to work. But let me tell you, those who have access to cash, they see the cash every day. They don't wait for the end of the month to see the money. So skills training and skills development gives you other opportunities.
She made the remarks in Aflao, Volta region during the distribution of Startup 2s and NBTI certificates to beneficiaries of her apprenticeship program, which has trained over 250 young people in areas including dressmaking, hairdressing, tailoring, phone repairs, ICT, carpentry, barbering, and soap making.
You can be a hairdresser and also be a makeup artist. You can be a hairdresser, a dressmaker, a musician. And each of these pay you money. Do you see? So I'm just trying to perhaps open a window for our young people to not look down on the creative arts and what it offers. And government has put its energy behind it because what we sell in Ghana is our culture.
The MCE for Ketu South, Nicholas Walachi, encouraged the beneficiaries to use the skills gained to create jobs.
Most of our youth are only focusing on joining the military, joining the Air Force, joining the police. But these skills that they have acquired will give them the impetus to acquire skills, to get a job for themselves. And I was telling them jokingly that before they realize what they'll be getting a day, times 30 days will be equal to the salary they may be getting from when they are police officers, when they are immigration officers, when they are Air Force officers. So this is equally good opportunity for them because, in fact, it is not only that you have to go to school up to the university, first degree, second degree, and third degree before you become employed. You can be self-employed. So this initiative, I'm encouraging the beneficiaries that they should take hold of it.
Some beneficiaries also expressed their gratitude.
Ale mazaga pesuba ale ko ya okpereng la doamea na machine na malia me akpereng nyokaka na ya podova na ya podova ay akpereng nya sugo ale kenya to malafoma ale malafoma na machine ma voa nyamati ma odo.
Now, moving on to other regional stories, the Motor Traffic and Transport Department, Commander Superintendent Hannah Ejay has warned tricycle operators to strictly obey the traffic regulations to help reduce road accidents. Speaking at the Tricycle Union workshop, she attributed most crashes involving tricycle to overspeeding, wrongful overtaking, and the use of pedestrian walkway, emphasizing that tricycle must only be operated by licensed riders aged 22 years and above.
Age no so over 21. Omo edi emra no so. O de ma obi a 20, 18, 15, 17 whatsoever. Say below 21 na efumumra. Into wo as a owner no, you sure so o de ama nipa oye 21 and above.
Speaking on the same issue, the national chairman of the Tricycle Operators Union, Hamza Hafiz, urged riders to behave responsibly and not operate under the influence of drugs or alcohol.
Abide by the road traffic regulations and the new rules that are going to come. We are not going to sit down and allow anybody to mess this up. And so those who don't like barking, those who are abusing drugs, those who are driving recklessly, it is better you change or you park the barrier, go and find another way to do. Thank you.
The workshop was organized by the Tricycle Operators Union to promote safety, discipline, and transport riding among operators. Stay tuned for more updates from the regions and also visit our website www.metrotvonline.com and follow us on all social media platforms at Metro TV Ghana.
Flag bearer of our party, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, former Second Lady and wife of our flag bearer, Mrs. Samira Bawumia. Elders of our party here present, members of the campaign team, and my dear colleagues in leadership and members of the mighty Minority Caucus. Mr. Flag Bearer and our leader of this great tradition, this morning, by consensus and without any reservation, we're here to extend to you hearty and fraternal wishes, and also to congratulate you on your election. Our tradition is a tradition of competition, a tradition of ideas. But once that is done, we all rally behind. Be it known to all here present that the caucus has decided that not one will be left out. We are going to align everything we are doing in Parliament with your vision so that 2028 becomes a win for the party. This morning, one issue that I reminded my colleagues on was that much as members of the fraternity, various ideas may be held. If we don't push your agenda, nobody's agenda can go through. So it is very clear on our minds that we need to push this agenda. Finally, Mr. Vice President, Flag Bearer, and our President-to-be, we've also undertaken to regularly engage your high office in every single thing we do for direction. Because you may recall that last year, there was no direction. So we're doing our own thing, trying to hold on to straws to survive. But with you now as the anchorman, we can look up to you for vision and direction. As a leader of the caucus, let me also personally pledge to you my unsoiled loyalty to the cause of the party and your vision. So, Mr. President, we will not waste much of your time. We are congratulating you. And colleagues, I want to say this in the presence of the flag bearer. Each one of us here, 87 of us, in 2017, we were 169, and it reduced to 137 plus 1. And we are now 87. Our duty is to lift up the numbers come 2028. We can only achieve that through collective spirit. And individualism can only spell our doom. So I want to say this, that let us be committed to that cause ourselves in that chamber. Let's limit the whispers on the corridors and look at the party. If the flag bearer as an individual is expected to do it all, there will be no success. We will go to our various constituencies and we must win for him. And if we win, it will depend on how we act together. So from today, let us resolve that though this is a party of peers, for the time being, you have given the 5 of us the opportunity to lead you. Have confidence and trust in our leadership. And let's work together so that together this party would be the winner. NDC is not an alternative. And we should know that here and now. I rest my case. Thank you very much.
On behalf of the campaign team, let me express how happy we are to see the mighty minority here with us this morning. I have to really thank you all for the work you did in support of our campaign. And when you look at the results, it is clear. You can see the spikes where we had the strongest of supports from members, and also the troughs where some members did not support our campaign. But that is how it should be. If it were all just peaks, it wouldn't have been nice. But what I'm asking of you now that the election is over, is to close your own ranks. It is very important. You know what used to stand. I've been a trough before during the Akufo-Addo time. And so I know how those of you who didn't support this cause feel. Yesterday I was on air when one of you sent a message to the host that during the campaign, somebody threatened coming after you and taking your seats. I am around the flag bearer and the team, and I can assure you there is no such discussions that has gone on in the team. In fact, I know that other aspirants, they also threaten even some of the people who were supporting us. And I told the host that when you know it was just henya, it was just rhetoric. The elections are over. We are really looking at closing our ranks. Our interest is in facing the NDC. If I tell you some of the unprintable words they've used this morning to describe His Excellency, I was just reading from one journalist who has compiled the things they've said today about Excellency to me. You can agree that there is no time to continue to squabble amongst ourselves. So please, leader, let us put our best foot forward in Parliament.
The minority leader, Sahini, the great Alexander the Great. Our leaders in Parliament, the mighty minority. I would like to really thank all of you. I feel very humbled by this visit by the caucus. It's really something that is very, very important for us, for me, my family, to see all of you come this first day of Parliament for this particular session that you are going into, to take the time to come to congratulate me for the outcome of our presidential primaries. I want to thank all of you very, very much for doing that. It was a competitive primary, as all MPP primaries are. You know, it's very competitive. That is the nature of democracy. And we have a very vibrant internal democracy. At the end of the day, all 5 of us who were competing, each had a view about our ability to win in 2028. I think the reason why everybody was contesting was because they believed that they could win 2028 for the party. I think that's really what the general entire membership of our party out there want. We don't want to be in opposition after 2028. We want to win the 2028 election. And I think people, by and large, were like assessing who can help us win 2028. What are the pros and cons? You know, it was not as if people wanted the MPP to lose. That's why everybody wanted us to win. in that sense. We felt this person could win, this person could win. The generality of the party decided that I was the person who wanted to carry the flag into the 2028 election. And I think that decision in 232 constituencies was significant. It was a very significant mandate that was granted. But that comes with huge responsibility, because the party expects that I will lead this party to victory in 2028. And that is the mission that we have to embark on going forward. I think, of course, we had different sides, in this campaign, but I want to assure everybody that, as I say, my mind is very open. My heart is open, my arms are open. I believe that the key is to win. Whoever can help this party win, I'm going to work with you. I'm going to work with you to deliver victory for the party, because I am the responsibility that has been placed on my shoulders is for the party. It's not a personal matter. I'm performing a role for the party, not for myself. So I cannot allow personal feelings to get into it. Whoever can help this party come to power, we are going to assist you. If so if it is, something that you've said against me personally, that is not my issue. I will help you win. If you are the person who can win that seat for us, you will be supported fully by me to win that seat for us. I will not make any, decisions based on personal issues. No. That will not happen. I want us to win. And I'm going to tell you that my whole focus going from now to 2028 is to win 2028. I believe we are going to win 2028. I believe we are going to win 2028. A lot of people, simply because of the scale of our defeat in 2024, there's a lot of skepticism. Really, a lot of skepticism about whether we are going to win. The NDC have even gotten a bit arrogant, thinking, whoever you bring, we are going to beat them. There's no way with this majority we will not win. But we've seen majorities of this nature before, isn't it? Yes. When J.H. Mensah was there, they were about 61, right? Yeah, 61. But J.H. Mensah's parliament at that time, when he was minority leader, they transformed. And by the time we got to 2000, we won. And we were the majority. What I see, frankly, are parallels between that parliament and the mighty minority that we see today. You have done an excellent job. You've held this government's feet to the fire. And it doesn't even appear that you are such a minority in parliament. You look at it and you are making the case every time. So frankly, if you look at the outcome of 24, if you analyze the data, you just come to the conclusion that the problem was internal. The NDC's vote didn't change. You see what I mean? Their vote didn't change. Even Nanado's votes of 6.7 was higher than what Mahama got of 6.4. Isn't it? Yeah, so their numbers were basically static. For an opposition party, after 4 years in opposition, you would normally expect a big jump if there is a clamor for them. But they maintained their numbers of 2020. Our numbers was where the action took place. 2.1 million people didn't come. So if you look at it, then the task is not as onerous as we think. Because if you look at the gap and you don't do the analysis, you think, but if it is our members who did not vote, the first port of call is to look at the album and see who did not vote, because we know them personally, individually, who did not vote. So I believe that the task going forward is something that is doable. It's very possible to get our members to come back to do that. But I personally and politically, I believe that the path to victory for us goes through Parliament. The path to victory for us goes through Parliament. You guys have held the fort for us. I need to work very closely with you. We need to strategize. You are on the ground floor all the time. You are dealing with issues, and if we take decisions without Parliament, we may be in error. You know, because you know the ground. You are the representatives of the people. You know, it's very, very, and this is why in my campaign I made the members of Parliament a very critical part of everything that we did. I took all advice. I met with them, members of Parliament who supported me, and they really offered the strategies. How do we get to the ground? How do we win? So I want to assure you that I'm going to work very closely with you so that we can think together, come out with ideas that will help us win on the ground. That's why I say the path is through Parliament that we are going to go through. I'll be working very, very closely with you. And I believe that with that we will get the necessary cooperation that would deliver us victory. Because, you know, you have just too many brilliant people in this caucus. Too many brilliant people. So we believe that, I believe. Yes, too many brilliant people. So I believe we can work together and come up and fashion out strategies. This year, I want to focus a lot of internal cohesion, just trying to make sure we unite and we bring back our 2.1 million who didn't vote. We encourage and let the public know that there's something new, there's a credible alternative waiting to take over. And then we will strategize and go forward. A lot of things will come from the strategies we implement. Thankfully, we have 3 years to do so. It looks like a lot of time, but it isn't a lot of time. You know, so the quicker we get started, the better for us. We have gone through, you know, as I described it, a blistering election campaign. But our opponents will even go through much worse than we have gone through. They are yet to start. We are used to these things. They are not used to these things. And so we are going to observe them and see how they come out. And yes, offer them advice if they need to. But it's going to be an interesting thing to watch, to see how they also conduct their whole elections. But you can already see, you know, the fractures that are appearing on that side. But we'll leave them to deal with our matters. We'll focus on our matters. I just want to thank you all so much, collectively, individually, all of you. Now let's work as one team, the MPP. We are going for victory in 2028, and I need all of you. Thank you very much.
Hey! Congratulations! Congratulations! Happy hour.
Yes, sir. Candidate. Yes, sir.
Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Very, very.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Receiving visitors. You remember? No, that's right. That's right. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. A whole lot of work.
will crown you in 2020.
Amen. You have to make it happen.
You don't have any choice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, all the stuff.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
You can do it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. I'm going to work hard. Claudia must be you're younger than looking at me. Yes,
Yes, I leave on Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, I leave on Sunday. Get back on 18th or something. I had to refuse several invitations from you.
There we go.
I have to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very well.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not sure how that's going to
Go to work, yeah?
How it's going to play out. Yeah. Well, this history of assassination.
It's like to learn those parts, right? Democracy is
Chance to have a chat with the others, the other four.
Well, I mean,
they've come to say
yes, Kwame Japan came, Educhu came, and said hello. So I need your help and support. Yes, thank you. Thank you, sir. And write a channel to I'm not having communication, but I'll talk about it.
Absolutely. And they have to be behind you.
Yes.
The country has to see that.
That's it's very important. Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
Take care.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Same journey.
Thank you so
We'll
much.
meet when we go back.
Yes, sir.
Sweetheart. Take care. Well done. Well done. Congratulations.
All right, so good morning, and thank you very much for joining the show. This is Good Morning Ghana on the Metro Television. My name is Aldo Moro. It is always a pleasure to come your way. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning. Perhaps Wednesdays are my favorite days, and I think that your guess is as good as mine. But anyway, we want to say big thanks to the Almighty God, Almighty Allah, for making it possible for us to return here and to join the nation's conversations on the big issues, massive issues that are making the rounds in our dear country, Ghana. I'll go straight ahead and look at what the newspapers are reporting this morning. I'm talking about the banner headlines, and I'll start with the Daily Graphic. The Daily Graphic this morning says 60% businesses dodge VAT. GRA unveils compliance task force. President orders probe into alleged scholarship corruption. 41 million cedis, CTAC book research allowance arrears ready. Haruna Idrisu. Government to rename Kotoka International Airport. It's to honor host landlords. Majority leader discloses. The Ghanaian Times says that at World Government Summit 2026, Africa deserves seat at global table. President Mahama. 1978-82 AFCON winners living in squalor. Haruna Yusuf speaks out. Oh, that's quite unfortunate. Let's honor our heroes, not when they are dead, but when they are alive. Please, let's move and do something for these chaps. They killed themselves. They did a lot for this country. It's 1978-82, and these are, winners. So let's not do this. Kofi Adams, please move in and do something for them. Bill to rename KIA expected in Parliament. Majority Leader IGP announces major reshuffle at top level of police service. Now, what if the NDC presents an Ashanti flag bearer to face the NPP? Professor Faith Ben Daniel. Daily Guide says reshuffle hits police service. Government rename Kotoka International Airport. There's anti-LGBTQ bill. NDC makes U-turn minority. Otunfo goes on vacation abroad. SkyTrain witness accused of saving own skin. The Insight. Farmers cry foul over unpaid compensations on Konongo bypass project. 1 month after the attack on Venezuela, the resurgence of imperialist diplomacy intensifies. Ghana Medical Trust Fund restores hope for midwife after successful brain surgery. 2,000 public sector workers to get salary backlog after verification. CADG. And as Bola Taxi and the Tricycle Association swears the new executives to boost waste management. Ghana to rename Kotoka Airport as Accra International Airport in new bill, majority leader. The Herald. Baumia's 2028 running mate headache pops up early. Money, media, and aggressive lobbying flagged. Mahama triggers NIB probe into overseas scholarship sale claim. Military High Command assures angry ex-soldiers in gratuity row. Kotoka Airport name reflects national turmoil, not coup glorification, Professor Sari tells government. Trouble at Energy Commission over boss continues stay in office. The publisher, or the Ghanaian publisher, Natoshi calls for unity, congratulates Bawumia on his victory. Minority leader demands action on national issues. Ghana loses $170 million in oil revenue. All the shock. MIF complains to Jubilee House. MIF as in MIIF. The Accra Times says Upper West Economic Development, Mahama Bagwing, committed launch Share Park Resource Hub. Congratulations, Bawumia. MPP has spoken. Paula Foko. AA chapter of FGBMFI inaugurated. Dr. Sia Japon is inducted. Shaping Ghanaian politics, Unimark IJ leads the way. Tragic and painful loss of students. Never again should it happen. Dean of Students, Unimark. Upper West Catholic Church, honest speaker, describes him as selfless servant leader. And yeah, so that's it for the Accra Times. Now, let's check out the other papers that we have this morning. So if you look at the Informer today, says that at Dubai Governance Summit, Mahama touts Ghana's digitalization record. Towards the United NPP, Bawumia embraces all factions, adopt father for all approach. World Bank supports Ghana's food security agenda with $22.6 million. Bola Taxi Tricycle Group gets new leaders. Honestly will win votes over to NPP upon Chroma. And there's a Apenyo marking supports GBC with computers for effective and enhanced operations. Yeah, that's with the Informer. So Metro Lens this morning is reporting that Adadien Temhine holds vigil for Dr. J.B. Dankwa today, 61 years on. NPP's Minority Caucus unites behind Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Bawumia calls on Kufuor and Kufu-Addo. Bola Taxi and Tricycle Association swears in new executives to boost waste management. The Daily Statesman is reporting this morning that BTTA president calls for more landfill sites to ease waste bedding. Cocoa farmers threaten demo of unpaid arrears, and there's MPP is Ghana's singular solution. Minority leader describes at first 2026 sitting of Parliament, regaining Ghanaians' trust key. The Ghanaians' trust key to MPP come back. And as Natoshi, MPP members must rise above factionalism. The Custodian this morning is reporting that MPP MPs pledged full support for Bawumia. MPP's major battle is to win back the trust of Ghanaians upon Chroma. Minority leader demands helicopter crash, US visa ban probe, and then there's a majority leader outlines legislative agenda for second session. External auditor sacked over MIIF audit crisis. And then if you look at the Business and Financial Times, there's a don't renew expiring mining licenses. IEA tells government. TCDA assures global buyers of cashew quality for 2026 season. ADB holds Maiden Inspired Impact Conference to deepen leadership and performance culture. Former UN Ambassador Harold Ajimain announced as Speaker for Digital Access Summit Africa 2026. Diversify economy to build resilient Access Pension CIO. And there's an interesting feature in today's Business and Financial Times. He said he made so much money. Why is he struggling in retirement? I think that if you grab the paper and then read this article, it's a very interesting one. In fact, not just interesting, but it's actually very informative as well. So let's go online and look at what the online portals are reporting this morning. There's a Buffer Stock CEO says 14 companies licensed to supply food commodities. And there's YBOG, by majority decision, reduced policy rate to 15.5%. And there's Mohammed's pen dripping to assent anti-LGBTQ bill, according to Dapaya Makbal. My Jaw Online says Mohammed's pen is ready to ink. Is a Mama? Mama's pen is ready. Ink is dripping to ascend to LGBTQ plus bill. Majority Chief Whip Dapia Mapo has been talking. And the presidency treats radio scholarship bribery claim as a grave public concern. Now, if you go to Ghana Web this morning has these stories. It says that, what do you mean by nobody knows what will happen? Pratt asked Ken Ejapong. And there's a when prophecy misses the mark, timeless lessons from El Benar's failed prediction. This prophecy thing, I've said it, we need to nip it in the bud. It's crazy. Anyway, Dr. Atufo named Africa's most outstanding finance minister of 2025. And there's Morocco to appeal CAF's actions after chaotic AFCON final against Senegal. And then finally, yours truly, MetroTVOnline.com. It has these stories. Minority MPs show love to Bamia after landslide victory. And there's Bola Taxi and Tricycle Association swears in new executives to boost waste management. And there's by electing Bamia, delegates rejected tribal and religious bigotry, according to Kofi Tonto. And there's a cocoa farmers cry out as cocoa board delays payment since November. Bamia's victory not enough. MPP must fix. FFP must fix its mess. That's according to Nong Falonga. All right. So that's it. I'll let you in on my guest shortly. Keep watching Good Morning Ghana.
Glory and power be unto the Ancient of Days. From every nation, all of creation, bow before the Ancient of Days. Every tongue in heaven and earth shall declare your glory. Every knee will bow at your throne. In worship you will be exalted, O God, and your kingdom shall not pass away, O Ancient of Days. Blessing and honor, glory and power be unto the Ancient of Days. From every nation, all of creation, bow before the Ancient of Days. Every tongue in heaven and earth shall declare your glory. Every knee shall bow at your throne. In worship you will be exalted, O God, and your kingdom shall not pass away, O Ancient of Days. Your kingdom shall reign over all the earth. Sing unto the Ancient of Days. None can compare to your constant word. Sing unto the Ancient of Days. Every tongue in heaven and earth shall declare your glory. Every knee shall bow at your throne. In worship you will be exalted, O God, and your kingdom shall not pass away, O Ancient of Days. O Ancient of Days.
my friends, my name is Calcate Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Calcates. Happy smile.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson, Asamo.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Friendly Calico, just call me cockroach.
Now, Mr. Friendly once now.
Hey, that's you. Impruka. Yeah. Captain Mosquito, double the action. Me did Sasso spray. Mr. Friendly Sasso quell. Yeah, go to my Sasso.
Come on, Tom Preco.
Andesaba, a woman body and came one moba.
Oh, who said, and I made the SMS. Cannon pan, Nasana, Michiana, what me. A drain I didn't quano. Kingdom Garlic Bitters.
No, more benefit.
Me benefit wine. Also, what told dear?
Abrewa, the smile, I brent me shuve. One antique crana wabre. No Kingdom Garlic Bitters and any capsules. Nanya, what ya brebia.
Kingdom Garlic Bitters and the capsules.
Assembia, you.
A different one, Amawani, I'd say. Send your name, wife, company one personal. Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules and tea. Say, see, I'm password.
Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules. Emeni Genia sum diebefi abrebia. Obebia o de poa haw no. Edro bakupa wuhia ne tremendous capsules. Tremendous capsules. Esiesie wu ma wo ye obesima. Enro yi wo benya bi wo bebia ye ton nro bia. Kingdom Herbal. No challenger.
I'm a brand manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
It's time to believe in you. We are changing, so should you. If you're dreaming, don't be afraid. And in the valleys, keep your head up high. Dare to dream with Puma drinks. Puma. Yeah, believe it, you can achieve. Puma. Oh yeah, clap your hands for the whole new vibe. Make me start the bliss. Oh yeah, come alive. Let me hear you.
Puma Drinks, a whole new vibe. Another quality product from Casa Precon.
This advert is FDA approved.
This is a chance of a lifetime. My opportunity. Your opportunity. Let's build Ghana together.
Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go.
Get ready to splash into love this Valentine's season. Join the Campus Red Pool Party on Friday, 13th February 2026 at the Bayview Village, Atomic Junction. Rates is 60 cedis for singles and 100 Ghana cedis for couples. Time is 4 p.m. sharp. Come in your red bikinis for the ladies and red shorts for the gentlemen. Don't miss out on the fun, games, and vibes. Campus Red Pool Party. Love is in the air.
Morning, Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Aldo Moro, and my guests are in. I promised you that I was going to let you in on who my guests for the show were. Thankfully, they're here, and I'll be doing the introduction. I know that on Wednesday, you and I know that there's always a regular guest, and the rest, depending on the availability, I would also feature here. One of them is a former, as you've seen on your screens, one of them is a former managing editor of the Insight newspaper and an elderly statesman and a seasoned journalist as well. I'm talking about Mr. Kwesi Pratt Jr. We call him Uncle Kwesi affectionately. He's with us here on the show. Good morning, sir. Thank you very much for joining us, as always. Always a pleasure to see you. And also, one is an MP, as a member of the New Patriotic Party, as a the MP for the Ifija Kwabre North constituency. I'm talking about Collins Adomako Mensah, also a former Deputy Minister for Energy. Good morning. Collins, it's always a pleasure to have you join us on the show. I hope everything's well.
Like this.
How's the constituency?
Very peaceful.
Okay.
I've not heard any bad news.
Any bad news?
I believe everything is fine.
How about any good news? Any good news?
From the constituency, I think the peaceful nature of it
itself is good news.
Is good news, yes.
Right. That's true. Ogwezi, let me first of all apologize. A couple of days ago, you sent me a link, a Zoom link. I was supposed to have joined some high-level, conversation about Venezuela. Unfortunately, I was caught up in some other engagements, so I couldn't follow the discussion. I wasn't happy, but it was just duty calls. But I hope it went well.
Oh, it was exceedingly successful. I mean, there were so many participants on this Zoom call from practically all over the world. We had people from Venezuela, from Brazil, South Africa, and so on, participating in that discussion. And I was particularly satisfied with the outcomes, at least with the definitions of the task ahead of us. One, there is no doubt that what the United States did in Caracas was a breach of international law. Nobody can doubt that. Even the allies of the US, including Britain, France, and so on, have all come to the conclusion that international law was breached. There is also no doubt at all about the fact that Nicolas Maduro was kidnapped. Now, there cannot also be any doubt at all that even U.S. law was breached in the exercise. And I think there was general agreement on that. There were certain areas in the conversation which are a bit cloudy, you understand? I mean, now, if you declare support or solidarity with Venezuela, the question arises as to who you are solidarizing with. The impression is that the current administration in Caracas is not in any way opposed to the U.S. administration. It's doing everything that the U.S. administration is asking it to do.
Sure.
You know, except for some muted conversations about the need to release Nicolas Maduro and the wife from prison. So that issue comes up, you know, many times when we discuss solidarity with Venezuela. But it is easily resolved. It was obvious that the people of Venezuela are angry with the actions which have been taken. I mean, yesterday, there were tens of thousands of people on the streets of Caracas demanding the return of Nicolas Maduro. And since January 3rd, the Colectivos and the Chavismo movement has constantly been on the streets and engaged in agitation and so on. So then solidarity with Venezuela largely ought to be with the people of Venezuela, especially the Colectivos, you know, the Communist Party, and so on. So it's clear. I mean, I think that definition was done quite well, you know. We in Ghana have decided that the solidarity with Venezuela need not be seen as an external activity, that it ought to be part of our own internal workings. So for whatever we do, solidarity not just with Venezuela, with Cuba, with the Saudi Arab Democratic Republic, with all people struggling for national liberation and all people who are against the neo-colonial, neoliberal order, and those who struggle for Pan-Africanism ought to work together on a daily basis in order to achieve our objectives. So largely, it was a very successful meeting.
But it's Is this fight, is this advocacy, would it lead to somewhere? Are you hopeful?
You see, some of my friends have described what is happening as hyper-imperialism. And I agree, you know, that what is happening is hyper-imperialism. This imperialism which has gone off the racks, you know, and is clearly on the rampage. And many of the things that are happening in the world today look like or are worse than the things that happened, you know, maybe 100 years ago, you know, 1884, when the European powers decided to seize Africa and to take its resources and so on. It's exactly what is happening around the world today. Can you believe that the US publicly declares that Venezuelan oil belongs to the US? I mean, this is unbelievable. So the US claims to have the right of ownership of Venezuelan national resources.
Yeah.
It seizes these national resources, plucks them on the international market, and deposits the money, even not in accounts in the US, but in accounts in Kuwait or somewhere, controlled by the President of the United States of America. I mean, it's unbelievable. 20 years ago, nobody would have thought that the world would come to this. I mean, it's obvious that the policy itself has not changed.
Right.
You know, the overthrow of Nkrumah on February 24, 1966, the assassination of Patrice Lumumba and the dissolution of his body in acid, the killing of Salvador Allende, you know, and so on, the murder of Chris Hani, and so on. All of them have the same, you know, the same rationale, the same policy orientation, and so on. But back then, imperialism was hiding its hands. It wasn't brazen. Now it's brazen, it's open. They don't feel shy about what they're doing. You know, they are ordering assassinations and so on, openly in our faces. You know, and that is why perhaps what is happening now is described often as hyper-imperialism. Look, it is the same conditions and the same mentality which led to 2 world wars with devastating consequences for all of us in the world. My worry is that the current conditions in the world, the prevailing conditions in the world, if that mentality is not, you know, overcome, and so on, we could have worse consequences than we had in 1945. Because now technology and so on has led to some advancement. I mean, the weapons available to the imperialist powers are weapons which can completely annihilate the whole of the world.
Right.
It didn't exist in 1945. You understand? And that is why we ought to be more worried about these developments and to take very strong action in order to restore sanity to the world. And Moro, let me say one thing. You know, right now, as we speak, imperialism is going so berserk that it is not even able to identify its allies. And so, US imperialism is gone completely berserk. To the extent that Donald Trump is actually threatening to annex Canada, which is his ally.
Yeah.
He's threatening to annex Canada as the 52nd state of the United States of America. Donald Trump is threatening to acquire Greenland through purchase or by force. And Greenland is part of Denmark, which is part of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. So US imperialism has gone so berserk, you know, that it is kicking every and anything. And that's what makes the world so unsafe. So unsafe. And look at the warning that Donald Trump extended to Keir Starmer of the UK.
Yeah.
Virtually trying to control, you know, the economic direction of the United Kingdom. Look at his warning to Venezuela that he will not allow Venezuela to trade with Russia, Cuba, China, and so on. That he's determining the trade policy of a sovereign country. These are alarming developments. And I think that we should all be very, very deeply worried, you know, about these developments on the world stage.
It looks like the world is watching aloof and doing nothing about it.
No, the world is doing something. The world is doing something. Look, I mean, I listened to the speech of the Canadian Prime Minister at Davos, and he raised essentially these issues and so on. And I was impressed that even from the Western Hemisphere, if you like, some resistance is building up, you know. I am also very largely impressed by the solidarity actions around the world by trade unions and so on. I mean, the Organization of African Trade Union Unity issued a very, very strong statement on this matter and is mobilizing, you know, its affiliates and so on. So something is happening around the world, a lot is happening around. Burkina Faso just foiled the coup attempt, you know. And so a lot of things are happening, and I'm happy with the things that are happening around the world.
Well, I think that, you know, I mean, yes, something's happening, I do agree. Maybe the pace at which some of us were expecting things to move, maybe it's not happening, and that's why, because I don't see why, for instance,
Well, we are dealing with
your superpower.
a nuclear-armed state. We are dealing with countries and governments who are beneficiaries of centuries of exploitation of Africa, Asia, and Latin America. You know, so these are humongous powers. These are huge powers, and so on. And you can understand. And only yesterday, there were reports of the killing of Salih Islam.
Gaddafi's son.
Gaddafi's son.
The only hope of the Gaddafis is gone.
Not of the Gaddafis. He was gradually emerging as a Libyan leader
Yes.
who could unite the Libyan people and try to rebuild Libya. He was assassinated only, the news came out yesterday. We are not so sure about when he was assassinated.
Right.
But he's been assassinated. You know, who is safe?
Four armed men.
Who is safe? I mean, if you stand up for the rights of your people, if you stand up, you know, for self-determination and so on, they come and they kill you. You see, they make the mistake of thinking that these assassinations and so on will stop the progress of the world. It won't stop the progress of the world. I mean, they killed Nkrumah. How many Nkrumahs have emerged after the death of Nkrumah? So many of them all over the world. To the extent that the new mayor of New York City is an Nkrumahist. Can you believe it? The financial capital of capitalism.
Yeah.
The mayor there now is an Nkrumahist.
Yeah.
And so they are just wasting their time trying to stop the advancement of the interests of the working people and so on. It's like trying to cover the rails of the sun with your palm. It's an impossibility.
Yeah.
You know.
Anyway, I guess let's come back home and look at.
No,
Yes.
you think Collins is not interested in international?
Well,
I'm sure that he's.
I am. Obviously, I am.
But he's more interested in
No,
the fact that
I am.
his favorite candidate.
Yes, I'm busy. I mean, of course, your knowledge in this geopolitics is quite advanced. But I mean, for students of international diplomacy,
yes,
listening to Trump, I'm sure a lot of the books that we've read,
yes,
you have to have a different thinking now. I mean, he has changed the status quo as to how international diplomacy will normally work. Sometimes when you listen to him, you could see, if you're a student of international politics and international diplomacy,
yeah,
I'm sure what you've read in books will be totally different from the practice, what we are seeing. I mean, we've all followed America for some time, and they seem to have a certain pattern with their diplomacy. But the current president,
he's taking it a notch higher.
he's taking it a different level. I mean, you know, today he said he has exited World Health Organization. It's quite murky when you're dealing with him, and it is the uncertainty with him that makes it difficult for people to even assess him and deal with him. You get the point I'm making. I mean, sometimes, and I'm sure can tell us, sometimes you can predict that this is the long-standing position of a certain country for a very long time. And so when you are dealing with them in terms of negotiations, you go with a certain mindset. But I tell you, this current president, you go with that mindset, and then everything changes within a split second. And sometimes some of his responses, you are like, hey, what's happening? I watched this ICE killing of one of those gentlemen. Some of the responses are like, they were defending themselves. I mean, you could see the video. Everybody's watching the video.
Yesterday, something very significant happened around the world.
Yes.
This is the president of the United States who has been threatening to bomb Colombia and who has said that the Colombian leader, excuse my language, is a fool.
They've smoked the peace pipe now.
Hold on. Who is actually accusing the Colombian president of working with the drug cartels and so on. Yesterday, they had a meeting, and he's full of praises for the Colombian president. So there's no consistency.
So that's the point I'm making.
You understand?
They're good friends now. They're fine.
He will arrest Nicolas Maduro after falsely accusing him of being involved in drug trafficking and so on, and pardon somebody who has been jailed for drug trafficking. There's total confusion.
This Greenland thing
is more of an economic interest. That's all.
This Greenland thing, he was in America saying that they were going to use force. Then he comes to Davos. Everybody was watching him to listen to what he's going to say. Then suddenly he said, "Oh, calm down. I'm not going to use any force." When I watched that he said, "Calm down. I'm not going to use any force." Everybody should.
And you see, the other thing is his limited diction.
Okay.
His limited diction makes it very, very difficult to read him.
That's the point of it.
Because everything is either beautiful or ugly.
Yeah, to predict him is quite difficult.
Ugly, very limited diction.
Yeah, and difficult to predict him.
You know, very, very limited diction.
But see, I've listened to some very seasoned Americans who are really, really worried.
Yeah.
Sometimes I watch even Fox, like the station that is quite sympathetic to him. Some commentators are really, really worried with the extent to which some of the things he's saying and doing is going.
Right.
Some of them are beginning to sit back and say, no, hey, this is not America. This is not how we've couched our diplomas, we've couched our friendship and relationship with people. You know, and I'm going to make a very interesting point. Now, I've seen some Western leaders. If you listen, I watched the Davos thing. Some are becoming bolder.
Especially like the French.
Yeah, some are becoming very. I mean, a few years ago, they play with the words, trying to see. But now, the man is like, I'm coming for you. This part of your country is mine. I want it. And I'm realizing, I listened to the opposition leader in the UK when Trump said they've not sacrificed enough for NATO and all that. And she was extremely angry because the number of people who died, the British troops who died, it's so insulting for another president to say that you've not sacrificed enough for. It's quite.
But we haven't got into the worst point yet.
It's quite.
Now, this is the president of the United States of America who has decided to topple all the neoliberal governments in the West. So he actually goes into France and is supporting the far right against Macron's government. He goes to the UK, he's supporting the far right against the Labour government openly. He's not hiding. So he's actually subverting the Western, governments. He wants them out.
Yes, and what is even striking is that
it's open.
Yeah, it's straight. I mean, he talks to you and you are not happy. There's a tariff, 20%. You, this country, 30%. And he makes it so obvious. He says it's no, the China 20%, you 30%, you. And he says it as if it's some very simple matter. You get the point I'm making. Very simple matter. I saw a protest in Iran. Then he announced in the US. The way you are killing the protesters, I'm coming to attack you. Yes. And he makes it so simple, as if diplomacy is that simple. This Maduro thing, I watched it. I was asleep. I woke up in the midnight to do some reading, and then I just switched on CNN. And the way they invaded the place, the interesting thing, when they came back to have a press conference, the way they were smiling about it. This is the American strategy. This is the Air Force, our Marine have done the good job. And it's as if it's a very simple matter to just enter somebody's country, switch off the lights, enter the person's bedroom, pick the president, put him in a plane and just bring him back. It's as if it's a very simple matter. And they are boasting about the preparations. The general was like, this is a long-standing preparations, tactical strategy, and it has worked. And it's as if they are attacking New York and Chicago. This is a sovereign nation. And forget about all the issues about America and Venezuela. For you to just move, it's like Ghana just going to Togo and saying that there's the president there we are not too happy with the president. So we've entered Togo, switched off their lights, killed some people, picked Yasinde, brought him to Accra. And the general is excited that the strategy works.
Yeah.
It's not as easy as we see it. And these things have long-standing implications.
Yeah.
You may win today, you're excited, you can announce boldly on telly that this oil belongs to me. And he says he's bringing together American oil companies to go and take over the oil. It's as if the other part of the world is in America. He says it's
worse than that. He's saying that the oil companies, the multinationals, should not be dealing with the Venezuelan government. They should deal with him directly.
That's the point I'm making. Yes. And I'm saying that.
Can you imagine that if they want to exploit Venezuelan oil, they shouldn't go to the Venezuelan government. They should deal with him.
Terms and conditions.
Yeah, so it may be exciting. It may be exciting for you now as a Trump supporter. But the implications, as time goes on, people don't easily forgive.
Right.
You think supporters of Maduro will easily forgive? No.
They
You may win today, you capture their president, but I tell you, there are people now also thinking, strategizing, and in not long distance future, you'll be surprised at what will hit. And you know, I mean, I'm not happy with what happened. See what happened on the twin disasters.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, the last time I went to New York and I went to see the place, I said, hey, this thing, it was huge. It was huge. The devastation was huge. But people build anger for a very long time. People stay quiet for a very long time. And if you are not careful, one day, sometimes when I sit down, people even fear for another world war.
True.
People genuinely now are thinking about, hey, what happens if America attacks these people? What happens if this person does this? What happens? So we have to be a little bit careful. We are one people. Who, we are all human beings. Yes, America is a superpower. There's nothing you can do about it. As Uncle Kwesi said, you are dealing with somebody with a nuclear power. It's a continent on its own. They have the numbers, they have the money, they have the military might. So attacking somebody is very easy for them. They have military bases all over the place. And they have people stationed always sharp ready to attack. But should we continue like that? Should that be a basis for you to intimidate others? Well, let's see how it goes.
You know, interestingly, as a country with that massive nuclear power, as a nuclear superpower, they don't want anybody else to build any nuclear, facility. One of the biggest problems they have with Iran. They have it, but nobody else should build theirs.
Actually, something very significant is happening today, or happened yesterday.
Oh, you also have a sit down with the Iranian president?
No.
Or not that?
There's a treaty.
Okay.
Between Russia. It used to be a treaty, I think, between the Soviet Union and the US, which limited the production of nuclear weapons. I think it expires today, or it expired yesterday.
Right.
And that's another very dangerous situation for the world. There's no treaty now. There's no legal obligation on either Russia or the United States of America to stop the production and stockpiling beyond a certain limit of nuclear weapons.
That's interesting.
We are in serious trouble.
Okay. See, let's not run into trouble with our stakeholders because they make it possible for us to bring the show. So we'll take a break. So on this Trumpian note, please join us. Please stay with us. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television.
The festive season is here again, and your most preferred estate partner is giving you 25% discount on land sale. Yes, for our Bronya Asase promo, Estate Masters is offering this massive discount for outright purchases. This includes free indenture, free site plan, and a free site visit. So what are you waiting for? Rush now and secure a plot of land while it is still hot. Reach out to us using the numbers below or visit our website at www.estatemastersgh.com. Estate Masters, your most preferred estate partner.
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story. But he needs not stay down for long. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups, and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
Zoomlion Private Services Limited, your waste management expert. One of the most innovative aspects of our business is our commitment to adopting cutting-edge technologies and sustainable practices in the waste management industry. We have invested in modern waste collection trucks, digital payment systems. We have also implemented efficient waste segregation systems and also developed strategic partnerships with our various stakeholders in the waste management value chain. I can talk about our innovative approach that enables us to reduce waste disposal costs, also minimize our environmental impact, and provide our clients with seamless customer service experience. We are the waste management experts.
I love coming to the beach, catching good vibes, relaxing and chilling with my refreshing Superstar multi-fruit juice drink. So refreshing. Never stops. Oops, trouble in paradise? It doesn't need to be this stressful. Catch! Nothing like a chilled bottle of Superstar to bring the happiness back. Aww. And for our future superstars, wow, good job guys. Who wants a drink? Me! There you go. Everybody loves Superstar multi-fruit juice drink because it tastes so good. Oh yeah. These are the moments you never forget.
Grab a bottle of Superstar multi-fruit juice drink today.
This advert is FDA approved.
Get ready to splash into love this Valentine's season. Join the Campus Red Pool Party on Friday, 13th February 2026 at the Bayview Village, Atomic Junction. Rates is 60 cedis for singles and 100 Ghana cedis for couples. Time is 4 p.m. sharp. Come in your red bikinis for the ladies and red shorts for the gentlemen. Don't miss out on the fun, games and vibes. Campus Red Pool Party. Love is in the air.
All right, so you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. The show is live on 94.1 FM. I'm still here with Mr. Kwesi Pratt Jr., who is the former managing editor of the Insight newspaper and also the MP for Efijia, Kwabren North, Collins Adumakoma, who's a former deputy minister. Now, obviously, I want us to look at this development. So there was a major announcement that was made yesterday by the majority leader in his first media interaction. And, you know, because Parliament actually resumed yesterday, I believe. And so he needed to let us know what we should be looking forward to. And one of the issues that he revealed has become very topical. It's not an entirely new topic, except that it looks like now a policy decision has been made. And the Daily Graphic this morning is reporting on its page 13 that government to rename Kotoka International Airport. It is by Nakonedo Ajimai in Parliament, who says that the government will rename the Kotoka International Airport as the Accra International Airport. The Majority Leader Muhammad Yariga has disclosed. He said the renaming was aimed at honoring and showing appreciation to the people of Accra, who sacrificed their land for the reconstruction of the airport and the development of Ghana's capital city. Now, he says to achieve that, Mr. Yariga said the Ministry of Transport will soon lay the Accra International Airport bill for the House to consider and approve. Now, addressing the leaders' media briefing ahead of the commencement of the first meeting of the second session of the 9th Parliament yesterday, the Majority Leader said it was the people of Accra who gave their land for the construction of the airport. So, to honor the people of Accra who gave their land, we're going back to change the name of the airport. The leader of government business recollected that the KIA used to be called the Accra International Airport until it was changed to its current name, adding that there was no basis for changing the original name of the airport. Mr. Yariga stressed that the previous name change was not fair to the people of Accra, that they have given you land to build an airport and the airport is named after them, and you have gone to change and put your name when you did not give land for the construction of the airport. We are resetting Ghana. The Majority Leader stated that a decision to revert the airport's name had nothing to do with the personality of Kotoka. I do not know him, and so I do not think there is a reason why an airport should not be named after him. But if you go and change somebody's name and put your name tomorrow, somebody can also remove your name and put somebody else's name. So I think that Accra International Airport honors the people of Accra who have sacrificed their land for the building of the capital city. Now, other leaders in the briefing were the Minority Leader Alexander Penyomakin, the Clerk of Parliament, or the Clerk to Parliament, Ebenezer Abuma Jetro, the Deputy the Deputy Clerk in charge of Corporate and Financial Management, Dr. Gloria Saku Kumeu, the Coordinating Director of Public Affairs, Ketado, and the Media Relations Director, David Damoa. Obviously, the matter is back to the front burner again. Accra International Airport, and you can see the 3D drawings of it. This is how Kotoka will now look if the bill is passed and the renaming happens. Accra International Airport. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, first of all, I'm very, very deeply worried.
Why?
About the fact that national discourse is being reduced to theater. There's too much theater in everything. So we are not, allowed by the circumstances to discuss national issues based on empirical evidence, based on logical deductions, and so on. There's too much theater. And that is reflected in the current debate about whether or not to change the name or not to change the name. As a matter of fact, reasons given for changing the name and reasons given for retaining the name lack any they lack any substance. Let me be
charitable.
Let me be
diplomatic.
Very mild.
Okay.
They lack any substance. Childish in the extreme. You understand? You have a majority leader announcing that the name of the airport is going to be changed. And the primary reason for changing the name of the airport is that it's located in Accra, and the land which was used for the construction of the airport was given by the people of Accra. By logical extension,
thank you.
Everything in Accra should be named Accra.
Absolutely, Angwesi. You just made my day.
By logical extension.
You just made my day.
I mean, unbelievable.
You just made my day, Angwesi.
Moro, is that how our leaders think? It's so very shocking. So by logical extension, if God chiefs give land for the construction of any and everything, it should be named Accra. And the naming of the airport as Kotoka International Airport is seen as a crime against gas. How? That's problematic. Then we move on to the minority leader. Oh my goodness. And he's even worse than the majority leader. His reason for opposing the change of name is that the name belongs to an Ewe or somebody from the Volta region. And that if you change it, you must necessarily annoy the people of the Volta region. He reduces it to ethnicity, to some base, bigoted, nonsensical tribalism. This is the debate. Are you not shocked? This is the level of debate. Now, if this debate was probably taking place in some God-forsaken ghetto of drug addicts and so on, no problem. That's the level you would expect. But this debate is taking place in Parliament. The foremost law-making institution in our country. This is the level of the debate. Can you believe it? I'm so shocked. Look, the agitation for the change of name of the Kotoka International Airport has a long history. It started in the 1960s. And initially it was led by people like, Johnny Hansen, F.S. Hansen, Dr. Lutrot, and others. Over the years, there was a point at which the National Union of Ghana Students called for the change of name. The Convention People's Party has always insisted that the name should change. The Afro-Asian People's Solidarity Organization has called for this name to be changed, and so on. Indeed, there was one time when I listened to an international stand-up comedian make the point that Ghana is a very strange place, You fly to the airport, you arrive at the airport, and you are greeted with the name of Kotoka, Baturi and Nkrumah government. And who stood for principles which were completely opposed to Augustino Neto's principles and so on. And then you drive through Augustino Neto Street and so on. I mean, he did such an excellent job, showed the contradictions, and so on. Now, I have always believed that the name of the airport needs to be changed, for good reason. One, the 1966 coup was planned, instigated, and carried out by the Central Intelligence Agency of the United States of America. No doubt at all about it. Indeed, the declassified documents of the CIA show that very clearly. In fact, evidence provided by John Stockwell, who was one of the leading agents of the CIA, confirmed that. A book authored by Richard D. Mahoney, who was the son of the U.S. ambassador in Ghana at the time, confirms that, with documents and so on, confirms that. So there's no doubt at all that this coup was instigated, planned, and executed by the Central Intelligence Agency of the United States of America, using local agents, some of whose names have never been made public. You understand? Based on what I know, and I've done a lot of work on this matter, as a matter of fact, I interviewed A.K. Deku a few weeks before he died, and it's on tape. You can find it on YouTube and so on, his own confessions. The principal actor in organizing that coup was a Major Kwashi. How many people know this Major Kwashi? It wasn't Kotoka. It wasn't Afrifa. The principal actor was a Major Kwashi, who was resident at the 37 Military Hospital. Indeed, it was in his house that all these plans took place and so on. And in my interview with A.K. Deku, I asked him what he thought of Nkrumah. And A.K. Deku said in that interview that in his view, Nkrumah was the best president that Africa has ever had. This A.K. Deku was part of the conspiracy to overthrow the Nkrumah government. And you can refer to that. Then I asked him, so why then did you join the conspiracy to overthrow him? He said his life was at stake. And that if he had chickened out, he would have been murdered.
By who?
By the conspirators. He didn't have room to opt out. The tape is there, his own voice and so on. So it is clear that the 1966 coup was a foreign-inspired conspiracy against the interests of Ghana and Africa. There is no doubt at all about it. You need to read John Stockwell, you need to read Philip Agee, and so on. It's clear. Clear as daylight. Now, again, it is not in doubt that after the 1966, February 1966 coup, our development efforts suffered severely. And Ghana began to experience a downward, spiral in terms of our development and so on. There's no doubt at all. So do you honor this coup d'etat? Do you honor this conspiracy against the Ghanaian national interest? That's the point. That's the point, nothing more. Now you have political parties which today claim that coup d'etats are an aberration, we should not encourage coup d'etats, and that under no circumstance should we tolerate coup d'etats. In fact, they argue that the worst multi-party democratic dispensation is better than a coup regime. That's the argument they put forward. I don't agree with them. I don't agree with them. Because I know that some governments which emerge from this multi-party democratic dispensation can be worse than military regimes. And I can give examples, okay? But that's not the point.
That's another conversation.
That's another conversation.
Yeah.
But if they insist that coup d'etats, by their very nature, are bad, are condemnable, should not be encouraged, and so on, how do you name the international airport, Ghana's biggest, most advanced airport, after a coup maker? How do you do that? You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the point. How do you do that? Today, all of us, even including the right-wing elements in parliament and outside parliament and so on, at least pay lip service to Pan-Africanism. How do you honor somebody who staged a coup against the foremost advocate of Pan-Africanism in the world, and then proceeded to actually dismantle guerrilla camps which had been set up here to liberate African countries under the yoke of colonialism, capture their leaders, and send them back to the colonialists to be killed? How do you honor him? How do you honor him? How do you honor Emmanuel Kwesi Kotoka? And then this, and please, Moro, please, forgive my language. I've been struggling to find appropriate language. I cannot. Because the ethnic argument is so childish and backward, it's unbelievable. Why? That because he's Ever and he comes from the Volta region, if you change the name, the people of Ever as well will be angry. Where is this argument coming from? I know as a fact that after the 1966 coup, just bearing the name Fiawo was a problem. You wouldn't survive. Because one of the staunchest supporters of the Nkrumah government in the Kita area and so on was Fiawo. You understand? He was Fiawo. His children, I went to school with some of his children and so on. Just bearing the name Fiawo spelled calamity. The numbers of people who were thrown into detention without trial and charge included others. I can mention a whole list of names. Excuse me.
Sorry about that.
Now, even the attack on Flagstaff House, you know that the coup was resisted by the Presidential Guard over a long period of time.
Yeah.
The attack on Flagstaff House Kotoka and his people killed others. Others who were in the presidential guard were not spared because they were others. They were killed. You understand? The coup d'etat, the ministers who were arrested and dumped into prison without charge and without trial included others. They included Reverend Boka, who was an Ewe. You understand? They included Reverend Boka, who was an Ewe. So how does this become an Ewe versus who? How does this issue become Ewe versus others? It doesn't make sense. It's pedestrian. It's unbelievable. And this is the leadership of the minority in parliament. Everything must be reduced to one tribe against the other. Can you believe it? I am completely disgusted by the level of debate. I am ashamed by the level of debate. Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana, in 2026, we are going to take an important national decision. Whether you are for it or against it, come with sensible arguments and stop playing this tribal card. Because both of them are playing tribal cards. So if you're against the renaming, then you're against the gas. If you're for the renaming, then you're against the others. What level of
let me interrupt because I don't like. My gut feeling tells me that Uncle C Price is about to explode. Please come in before it's too late. Yeah. So what are your thoughts? Uncle C is upset.
You've waked up the lion and
yes. I'm sorry for waking that side of him up. He just had to say it as he has to be said.
Bro, you know something? Yesterday, you know, at the beginning of each parliament, leadership normally will hold a press conference.
Yeah.
And the majority leader, who is the leader of government business, will normally whet the appetites of the media and the House as to government priority areas for this particular sitting. So the majority leader laid out some few priority areas. And one of the priority areas of government is to rename the airports. I'm choosing my words very carefully. Moro, are you listening?
I'm listening very carefully, very attentively.
One of the priority areas for the government is renaming of the airports. Priority areas. Now, Moro, I don't know whether you've been to the airports recently.
Is it the government that said that, or you think it's one of their priorities?
That is the majority leaders informing us
that was their priority.
That the issues that will be discussed in this particular sitting include the renaming of the airports. A bill will be presented.
Okay.
So this is like a cabinet decision. I'm not sure the majority leader will just come and say what he said without having some proud knowledge from government. He says the transport minister, as part of government priority areas this sitting, is to bring a bill for us to discuss the renaming of the airport. No problem. Have you been to the airport lately? You know that now if you park your car at the airport and you used to pay 100 cedis for a day, now you pay about 300 Ghana cedis.
Okay.
Airfare from Accra to Kumasi on certain days, some can go high as 2,900.
Kumasi?
Yes. For a 20 minutes flight, 25 minutes flight. The priority of the government is not about this astronomical charges that we experience, but the renaming of the airport. Now, when I listen to the majority leaders' reasoning, and that's when Kwesi was speaking, I said, Kwesi, I am in full support of the arguments you espoused. When he said they are going to rename the airport to Accra International Airport because the airport is situated in Accra, and the land was given to the government by the Gans. I said, hey, Asababa. That is what necessitated the minority leader's response. That, hey, you are trying to please the Gans. What happens to the airways? That was the response. It was at the same press conference. What happens to the airways? Then they start going on that tangent. We are yet to see the bill and the memorandum attached to the bill for us to know the reasoning.
At least officially.
At least officially. The reasoning. The bill that will be laid in Parliament. If the memorandum comes, and one of the reasons why they want to rename the place is because it is situated in Accra, then we are in trouble. The government should get ready for a barrage of memorandums. Because a lot more people are going to send in petitions. Just yesterday, I heard the Venerable Ayuku Otu saying that, oh, Accra is too vague. And that the Gadangbe people will need one of their foremost people's name to be there. You see where the absurdities can go into? You see? This is Ayuku Otu. He's saying that no, Accra is too vague. It's just too big. It should have a name, a prominent gas name there. And Chebia, you hear the Kumasi people who have given lands to government to build other infrastructure, also coming back to request for a change of name. If this is the only reason why the name is being changed, then we are in trouble. Then the Cape Coast people, the Central Region people will come. Because all those lands are vested in those people. So the land that they gave to government to build the University of Cape Coast, then indeed, there must be a change. And that name must reflect some indigenes of the Central Region. Then we move to Takrady.
Not of the Central, of Cape Coast.
Of Cape Coast.
I mean, foolishness.
Then we move to Takrady. Takrady people will bring a petition that the Takrady Technical University must be renamed. Everybody will come with their own reasoning. That is my worry. And to think that this is a priority is even worse for me at this particular point in time. Why should this be a priority of government? For the minority leader to be telling us that in this particular sitting, we should be ready to debate a bill to change the name of Kotoka International Airport to Accra Airport, only because it is situated in Accra. We are going to have this debate in Parliament. And this is the priority of the majority leader for this particular sitting. Hey, Moro, we should be careful in this country.
But you know.
And now see the tribal twist. Very dangerous precedent that you are trying to set. See the tribal twist. So this is an airway. Why are you taking the airway's name? Okay, no, this is a guy. Like it's unnecessary, Moro. Totally unnecessary. Unnecessary. Uncle made an interesting point. And just this one, when I was coming, you know, people are beginning to think that the reason why they want to take the name out is because Kotoka is a coup maker. How many coup makers do we have in this country? How many places haven't been named after coup makers? Do we go back to change all those names? If the only reason why the name is being changed is because it's a coup maker. Is that all?
But see, Collins, as a matter of principle, I wouldn't have a problem if the government says as a matter of policy, we're changing names or we're changing whatever organizations or edifices and things that are named after coup makers. I don't have a problem.
See,
do you know why? Because as Uncle Kisi Prati said, the last thing we want to do as a people is to glorifying coup makers.
Moro, let me tell you something.
What is not sustainable? What is not sustainable was the earlier argument.
Yes, the point I'm making is, Moro, listen. Me, whether you change the name or not, when I'm going to Kumasi, I don't mind.
Well,
I'll just take my play and go.
Yes.
But when you're doing these things, you need a huge level of consultation and consensus building.
You think it's key. But you think that wasn't done?
I'm a member of Parliament.
Okay.
I only heard of this reason just yesterday. The minority leader's rebuttal is clear to you that he was not privy to this discussion. I'm saying that open it up for discussion. Look at the argument Ankwesi made. Call a few group. Look at what Ayukwetu is saying. As that tells you that the Ghana leadership was informed about this. It's just an announcement. I am saying that build consensus. If you all agree that, hey, this name is an affront to what we stand for, you build consensus. You will see that it will be easy for you to pass through.
You're right.
But if you because you have the numbers in the house, you just announce to us that you want to change. Yes, of course, you have the numbers. You can change. People will play politics with it. People will begin to play politics with it. And it's unnecessary.
You see, Moro, we cannot create the impressions that all coups are the same and all coups are guided by the same principles. The 1966 February coup was special. It was special to the extent that now we have evidence. The evidence is there. I mean, there's a book titled The Great Deception, How the CIA Overthrew Nkrumah. That book is available. It's available at the Freedom Bookshop and so on, which is a republication of the declassified documents of the Central Intelligence Agency with comments. These authentic documents of the CIA, okay, which have been published and which point to who organized that coup and how the coup was organized, okay. So in discussing the 1966 coup, we are not discussing just any coup, but a foreign-inspired finance and organized coup d'etat against a popular African government.
Yeah.
You understand? So that distinction needs to be made. Now, I can understand the difficulty that somebody like Mama Ayariga will have in articulating this position. Because if he makes the point that Kutuka participated in organizing a coup and so on, and therefore is not deserving of this honor, the throwback is that Mr. Rawlings,
who's the founder of their party,
who is the founder of their party and their hero,
would be affected
was
hugely.
also a coup maker.
And you'll be affected hugely.
And therefore, are you able then to name any national monument after Mr. Rawlings? Can you raise his profile the way they raise it and so on? That is the dilemma.
Thank you.
That he found himself in. And that is why he now resorted to ethnicity.
Yes.
As justification for this proposal. You understand? I firmly believe, and I've said this on many occasions, I've advocated for it, like many others, that the name of this airport needs to be changed. It's an insult to the Pan-Africanist movement. It's an insult to all those who aspire, to build a nation which guards its sovereignty and so on. And for these concrete political and ideological reasons, the name ought to be changed. But I cannot support this pedestrian argument that because it's located in Accra and the land for it was given by the people of Accra, it should be named Accra International Airport. So anything built in Apam should be named Apam. So anything built in Kromansi, it should be named Kromansi. And so, what kind of argument is that?
And some very senior Ghana indigenous have started raising issues about this, insisting that Ghana names should be there. If we go this way, then we have a problem. It becomes a problem. It's a bro. They're very serious issues.
Yeah.
They are very, very serious issues to be discussed.
But Collins, you should also pay some attention to your minority leader and his position is worse than Ayariga's position. His position.
What I said is that
Afenomaki's position is worse than Ayariga's position.
I said I'm in full support of the argument you made.
Okay.
And even said that I realized that the minority leader was trying to respond to Ayariga when Ayariga tried to play the Ghana sympathy. And he also tried to play politics with it and bring in the Ewe angle. And I'm saying that it's unnecessary. And for me, even the biggest worry is the fact that it's a priority of government. So cabinet met. His Excellency sat down and we're discussing this issue. And they told Ayega to come and tell us that the reason why they are doing this is that the place is in Accra. Is that what cabinet was discussing? Because he, Ayega, the honorable majority, he sits in cabinet. Is that the thinking of cabinet? And cabinet has sent him to come and tell us that they are changing this because it's in Accra. What kind of argument is this? We are just waiting for the bill to get the official memorandum that normally comes with the bill, which is the usual thinking behind the bill. I'm sure we'll get more insight into that. If this is the only reason why, as I said, then the government should be ready for more petitions. Already, the Gadangi have indicated that they are going to bring a petition.
Well, I think that after
because this station, for all you know, by extension of logic, should be called Accra TV.
Accra TV.
It's located
in Accra. The land was given to you guys by the gas.
Logically speaking.
By logical extension.
But I think that after this perspective that you shared, I'm sure that the authors of the memorandum would have a rethink. They definitely should have a rethink.
Yeah,
well, I'm assuming that the memorandum which is going to be attached in the bill may have a different...
Be more sophisticated.
Yes.
Better nuanced.
Yes, better nuanced. You know, than what we've been told by the majority leader. Otherwise, it will be very problematic. It's an argument that cannot be sustained, and I think that you have succinctly and clearly expressed it. I mean, it's difficult to sustain it. You know, I've been sitting here in the last 15, 20 minutes just listening because it's absurd.
Is Nkrumah not deserving of it? Is Nkrumah not deserving of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology?
Of course he does.
He's more than deserved.
But how can you do that?
In fact,
when the land for the Kwame Nkrumah KNUST was given by the Ashanti people.
But that's the weakness in the argument.
Kumasi University.
Is that not the weakness of the argument?
So let me ask.
That's the point I'm making.
So let me ask.
It's insane to advance this argument.
So we so far in the last 30 minutes or so, monitoring the commentary you're making on this matter, quite clearly you have a problem not with the renaming. As at least from Mr. Kwesi Pratt's point of view, his problem is with the basis. The basis for renaming. But would it have made a difference if a different name was given to, or a different name instead of Accra International?
I have no difficulty with
Accra International. But why Accra is a problem?
The reason why I have no difficulty with naming it Accra International Airport is that any name you suggest will bring about renewed political controversy and so on.
True.
Accra is a neutral name.
Okay.
Understand? The resistance to Accra will be muted. You understand? As opposed to naming it, say, Busia International Airport,
or even Nkrumah,
or Kwamla Gbelema International Airport,
yes,
or even Kwame Nkrumah International Airport. So Accra is neutral. Is the perfect name.
So what would you have rather preferred the government says as their reason?
But I've said all of that.
The reasons. So far,
in the interest of a commitment to the preservation of national sovereignty.
Okay.
And all the other reasons.
Okay.
Pan-African commitments and so on.
Okay.
You understand?
Right.
It's going to be an interesting debate on the floor. I've seen some members of parliament on their social media handles share views. Others say, so no, we should name it after Nkrumah. Others are clear. At least I've read A+ argument to say that no, it should be Nkrumah. And I just tweeted to you about Ayuko.
Yeah.
They are happy with the change, but he doesn't want that craft. He wants that. He said he's speaking for the Gadange people, saying that they should have somebody, a guy, and that is where the challenge is.
So Greater Accra International Airport.
No, he wants a name. Like
once you say Greater Accra, then that ropes everybody.
That's where the challenge is.
Individual's name.
That's where the challenge is.
Okay, so Dr. Nyawo Tamaklo has waded into this whole conversation, and we all know him. He's an elderly statesman. He's seen it all. He was there when all of these things happened.
As a matter of fact, my interview with A.K. Deku was arranged by Dr. Nyawo.
Oh, really?
In fact,
they are friends.
Yes.
Oh.
He knew him.
Oh, he knew
In fact, I think he was chairman of the Council of Elders of the NPP or so.
Okay, at some point.
So it was Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo who arranged this interview.
Okay.
And in fact, on that day, we drove together. You know, I drove ahead of him or behind him.
Yes.
To go and have this interview in the Volta region.
Oh, okay.
You know, so I owe him a huge debt of gratitude.
Right.
Now, this is a historical record which would have been lost if I hadn't done this interview. Nobody would ever have known that the main brain behind the coup d'etat was not Afrifa,
Was Major
not
Kwashi.
Kotoka, but Major Kwashi. Nobody would have known that. Nobody would have known that the coup d'etat was actually plotted in the 37 military hospital. Nobody would have known that A.K. Deku thinks that Nkrumah was the best leader that Africa has ever produced. So I owe Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo huge gratitude for making this interview
And
possible.
you know, the last time I had a discussion with Doc.
Okay.
And I spoke to him for about an hour and a half. He gave me great insight into even my party's history.
Oh,
yeah. He gave me great insight.
You know he has a book.
The party's history.
Dr. Nyaho has this book. It's a very
It
popular
was launched recently.
Yes. I should get one of them. Anyway,
Please tell him
so
that I need an autographed copy.
Yeah, autographed copy. Yes.
Of that book.
He watches the show every single day. I mean, Doc, what book here? Autograph. Collins would be grateful. But he sends a message and he says, "Good morning, Moro. I have nothing against the naming being changed from Kotoka International Airport to Accra International Airport. However, I believe strongly in this world. History is the best teacher. The fact that Kotoka was killed at that spot cannot be erased, and the fact that Kotoka led the coup against Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah is a historical fact that cannot be erased from our history. Let us educate our children and grandchildren about what really happened in this country and stop distorting historical events." Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo. Sam O'Brien Boabeng says, "Trump is the new standard of leadership every progressive country needs. He doesn't fake it. He calls things as they are. He doesn't hide his intentions. He's putting his country's interests first. Finish." Now, he says the beneficiaries of two senseless schools, June 4th and 31st December, are renaming Kotoka International Airport to Accra International Airport simply because Lieutenant General Emmanuel Kwesi Kotoka was a coup maker.
No, they haven't said that.
Yes, exactly.
They haven't said that.
So yeah, that's
not the reason they're
exactly.
At least officially, that's not
Yes. Simply because of Lieutenant General. So that's his view. This is not the government's position. So it says, don't we already have numerous institutions and landmarks named after Chairman Rawlings? What kind of warped logic is this? Your party founders chronic bloody coups are still fresh in the minds of Ghanaians. Focus on important matters with the president and stop majoring in the mind of some of Brian Bobby and statement. So the basis for a conclusion is non-existent, really. So the conclusion itself is also problematic. So I'm sorry, but you didn't get this right. Now, Apostle Enoch sends this message. Now, he says that why Accra International Airport makes sense. Names matter because they reflect our values as a nation. Ghana is a constitutional democracy and it's only right that our main international gateway reflects unity, legality, and democratic principles. Renaming Kotoka International Airport to Accra International Airport aligns our national symbols with the values we proudly uphold today. Now, this change is not about erasing history. Ghana's history will always be preserved in our books, museums, and classrooms. However, a national airport should unite all citizens, not carry the weight of contested political history. Accra belongs to every Ghanaian, regardless of politics or background. From a global and tourism perspective, Accra International Airport is clearer, neutral, and internationally recognizable. It strengthens Ghana's brand, projects modern nationhood, and presents our capital as a true global hub. This is about unity, democracy, and the future of Ghana. Accra International Airport reflects who we are today and what we're going and where we're going. From Apostle Enoch Debong.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Makes a lot
You mean
of sense.
it's on point.
I mean, there's a more enlightened argument for changing the name.
Right. So Pedro LaBianca says that, good morning, Moro. I think it's simple to rename it as Accra International Airport because that was the name until it was changed to Kotoka International Airport. That's also a fact. Now, this one here is from Kofi Apenu, who says that please ask Collins when they were changing names of institutions, was there any consultations? Ghanaians only heard the announcement, so he should stop raising his voice. When the MPP changed the seat of the presidency from Flagstaff House to Jubilee House, MPP had nothing to do with it. Rawlings himself rejected naming anything after him in this country. Mr. Austin Game, who is a labor expert and a peace-building expert, says that both the majority and minority failed to consider a few things of concern discussing issues to be raised during the current sitting of Parliament. Let us wait for the memorandum accompanying the bill. Mr. Ayikwe Otu's view is even more problematic. Mura suggests you raise the next issue. For him, it's not city. It's not city, so he wants us to raise the next issue. So Lucky Islam Wakuboy, who is your very good friend Collins, he says he's watching us from the UK and he says hello to everybody. Now, Papa BCU says that good news for the renaming of the airport, but I strongly believe Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's name should be the best option instead of Accra International Airport. Fact is that that's the entry point of Ghana. Nkrumah's name is more than a tourist attraction and will even add some massive value relative to boosting our economy. Accra is already the capital city of Ghana, and that must remain so. Nkrumah has done so much for our dear country, hence honoring him with an airport is welcome. Nkrumah never dies. Papa BCU Spintex sends that message. Now, Reverend Jones Latte says that on the renaming of Kia, let the record show that Ghanaians at one stage did not have the right to vote for their party of reference. Nkrumah became the life president. There was only one party, the CPP. Kotoka is a historical relevance and reminder. Never Ghana to become a one-party state. All the same, the NDC in Parliament has done well to rename the airport Accra International Airport. This matter keeps coming up about Nkrumah's tenure. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. So Tafari Namiriha says that although Donald Trump doesn't love anyone or any country, including his own country, America, Donald Trump only loves Donald Trump. If the whole world hates someone and the person shows so much love to him, he would be praising that person to the high heavens. I would do the airport land belongs to Lad people, not the entire Ghana people. Not the entire Gadangwe people. So Lad people can bring the name they prefer, but not the Honorable Ayariga, not what the Honorable Ayariga is proposing. All right, so I guess that would have to end it here. The conversation has just started, so I believe that we can have a more informed, conversation about it when we see the memorandum accompanying the bill, and then we can put it up on the screens for everybody to see, and then we can interrogate the basis upon which the basis upon which is going to be renamed Accra International Airport. As for what Mahama Ayariga said, this is what he said. Let's wait for the documents and we can peruse it. We'll take a short break. When we come back, there's a man here who has been celebrating since Saturday, and he's not invited me to any of those celebrations, and it's the reason is simple. His preferred candidate is now the leader of the NPP. So the delegates of the NPP went to the polls and elected Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who's a former vice president, and also the presidential candidates for the NPP in the 2024 elections. And so he started as a flag bearer, became vice president, became flag bearer, opposition, went to opposition, and is now back as flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party again. So Collins will tell us all that we need to know, how they were able to pull the trick, and how they can heal and reconcile, and then so on and so forth. So we'd have that conversation. Please stay with us, don't go anywhere.
I have the view that it is not necessary. What Ghanaians are seeking for and anticipating for from the government is about development, and then we will have a good well-being and not just changing names. So I don't see a reason why the name will be changed, except I'm told and then informed much about it. So for now, I don't see any reason why this will change it from Kotoka International Airport to Accra International Airport. After all, the Kotoka is not causing any harm.
The idea that the name of the airport should be changed, in my opinion, it is long overdue. So I've been hoping something like this should have been done long ago. But they always say better late than never. So if they are coming to change it, for me it's much better than putting the Kotoka International Airport, send it back to Accra International Airport. I'm very comfortable with that.
With regards to changing the name from Kotoka to Accra, I don't see anything wrong with it. After all, Accra is the capital town of Ghana. And so when somebody mentions Accra Airport, somebody who knows Accra will know where it is. But when you say Kotoka International Airport, the person will probably have to go and Google or go and, if they are not conversant with where Kotoka is. So I don't see anything wrong with it. After all, change is good.
But me dem imagine is nka Kotoka na yemu. God titi nyina Kotoka na ne wo. Enti mi su nka e mane ye no a na nka anya Accra Airport nka ye. Because I say Accra Airport and as oba ye ya na opese ode ebesesa no me dem adwen de nka ye Kotoka na e fi se nka bebo apa.
That all these years we've had this Kotoka, General Kotoka's name on the airport, and suddenly it is being changed. What is it? After it's Kotoka International Airport, Accra. So Accra is still there. I'm not suggesting any other name. I'm saying that the name Kotoka International Airport, Accra is already there. Accra is already there. So you don't need to remove Kotoka's name from there. So if you come to Accra or even in the country, how many prominent Voltarians have their names on national assets or national monuments? This is the only thing the people of Volta region can also at least see as something that recognizes heroism from the Volta region. And that one too, they are being denied. Well, Honorable Kwame Agoja is from Volta. Honorable Ukujeta Blakwa, he's from Volta and he's sitting in cabinet. Honorable Fifi Kwete is the General Secretary of NDC from Volta region. Honorable Ahiafo, he is the first Deputy Speaker in this government from Volta region. Honorable Kwame Eche, the Femeko, Majority Chief Whip from Volta region. And they are all sitting down, watching the government to take away a Voltarian's name, which has been given to our airport, and successive governments never made any attempt to change it. And in this time and age, they are from Volta, and they are in the government, and they are watching Volta to lose its pride. It's up to them.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to Amame Manfo, Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so buying, a maniswing, Nesasu Mama Hotoso, a will beg you.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Wabedum tamaso. Hey, J. Watch it, na learning. Missy, watch and learn. Makwaya mabesisia. Abozing. Akache say no ya konati and the more drink woman. Hey. But I didn't mean. Oh, sorry. She knew her old days. Eji. Dabio, baby wom. Ready. Hey, baby woman. Ah, Ajay. I'll cause some discomfort. Ah. Sorry, well, uncle, where would I die? Why your funeral?
Say a pessary insecticide GB at a user. Co pharmacy in a shop biamu. Na mum say a pharmacy supermarket and a shop ra. Na repedudu to a cotonwa. On for Royal Dutch and our Aerofield Trading. Effie spray with Daimwa.
Ghana for me chechi woni nara me din e de baby dapa me de ade sonko kra na ebremo nya ode to aduane mo ama waduane e de pa na me de bremo eno any some spices de e bu wa wo bebre o various flavors ubenya e ya akoko ubenya nantwie ye de ku jollof mu ma emu ye de ubenya ye de ku nkwan ye de ku froye mu ho na ko pebito na ema waduane enye de unyimi nia ye nkon konko tie nyankofo eka
autant de communication, ni all enjoy Oduba, that Samu spices. One in the essence, no time. I'm taking the Dariaga. Samu spices in a Sabi, Daddy so say. Samu spices, Moon Samu.
Samu spices, Yama chicken.
Samu spices. In Sanaka in Ketwa, measure 10 grams. Your chicken, spaghetti, garlic and ginger, stew, and jollof, and the flavors of Bebre.
Samu spices, yes, Saka.
Healthy soil is where every great harvest begins. At ACAP, we turn waste into wealth, producing rich organic compost made right here in Ghana for our farmers and our future. Whether you are planting small or big, ACAP compost improves your soil, boosts your yields, and saves you money. Even in your own home garden, give your soil life naturally. ACAP compost, from waste to wealth.
Get ready to splash into love this Valentine's season. Join the campus Red Pool Party on Friday, 13th February 2026 at the Bayview Village, Atomic Junction. Rates is 60 cedis for singles and 100 Ghana cedis for couples. Time is 4 p.m. sharp. Come in your red bikinis for the ladies and red shorts for the gentlemen. Don't miss out on the fun, games, and vibes. Campus Red Pool Party. Love is in the air.
You wrote me off, but God called me in. I may be down, so you say I'm a man. Meaning I'm a oh, come me with Miss Rodonka. Oh, I'm bound to win. It's a shot, not shame me do. Cause I'm a work in progress. Oh, yeah, me watch tomorrow. Oh, bear me watch tomorrow. No carry move. Meaning I'm a tea. Mary, I pay a casaba. And show me whom I won't fear. If I'm in preference, if you carry me, that's the much I say. It's a web in and show me whom I won't fear. If I'm in preference, if you carry me, that's the much I say. It's a web in I say, I'm in some she rock the money pie on the phone, or bread to my febbing come, or so she round now where she round.
So those were the, we'll call it, sights and scenes of the visit of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to the former President Kufuor's residence. It must have been yesterday, I believe. Yes, I think the same day he also visited Nana Dankwa Kufuor. Anyway, so you're still watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Aldo Moro. Now the show is also live on 94.1 FM, so tell a friend in case you can watch us on TV. You can monitor or follow the conversation on radio. Now, I slipped earlier when I was talking about Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and Laura Tusak has just drawn my attention to it, your good friend. Initially, I said he started as a flag bearer. I slipped. He started as running mate, yes. Then became vice president, became flag bearer, and went to position, is now back as flag bearer. So, we do know now, it's a matter of public record that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has secured a ticket to lead his party into the 2020 general elections, and it followed that decisive victory, arguably, in the just ended presidential primaries. He polled 110,643 as against his closest contender, and beating Kennedy Agyapong, who garnered some 46,554 votes, representing 23.8%. In the case of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, it was 56.48%. Now, the man who surprised many, Dr. Brian Achampong, he secured 18.3%, which is about 36,303 votes. Now, some have said that beyond the numbers, Dr. Mahmoud's Bawumia's performance tells a deeper story of a candidate whose appeal has widened. So that's some people's argument. Significantly across the country, despite recording a 56.48% in 2026, which is lower than the 61.7% that he recorded in the 2023 primaries. Now, there have been some concerns about how the party can secure or can unite ahead of the 2028 elections. Now, even when it comes to the numbers, which is from 61 to 56, there are some who have said that it doesn't give Bawumia the kind of absolute and full control that one would have wished he had going into the 2028 elections, as we've seen in the past, where Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, yes, he got 46 in 2000. And in 2007, but subsequently garnered about some 84% or so. If you look at the case of John Dramani Mahama, at some point he had 86%, and then in the 2019 NDC's presidential primaries, he got as much as 99%. And so that's the kind of numbers that any political leader or flag bearer needs going into an election and feeling more comfortably and feeling more, like in total charge or control of his troops. Of course, some have disagreed with that, which is fine. So I'd ask my colleagues to weigh on this, but before my guests to weigh on this, but before I do that, the Accra Times and the Herald have reported on the MPP's just ended, presidential primary. So the Accra Times says that congratulations, Bawumia. NPP has spoken. That's according to Paula Foko. And there's Bawumia's 2028 running mate headache pops up early, money, media, and aggressive lobbying in flagged. So maybe I'll start with that of Mr. Paula Foko, who is a former national chairman of the party, who is congratulating Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Let me look at that story, which is in today's Accra Times. He says that okay, the story's okay. So Simon Avagbe Agyanab is reporting for the Accra Times paper. He says that the former national chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Mr. Awentami Paul Afoko, has joined party stalwarts and well-wishers in extending his sincere congratulations to the newly elected flag bearer of the party, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. In a statement signed by him, Mr. Afoko said, "The mandate you have received reflects the confidence of our delegate and the responsibility now entrusted to you. The task before us is clear: to reorganize, connect with the Ghanaian people, and present a credible pathway to national renewal." And he says the work towards victory 2028 begins immediately. Addressing Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's contenders, Kennedy Agyapong, Brian Achampong, Yaw Osei Juchum, and Kwabena Agyapong, Mr. Foko notes that each of them brought ideas, energy, and conviction to the contest. He said their participation strengthened the credibility of the process and demonstrated the depth of leadership within the party. You have now diminished the party by contesting. You have expanded it by engaging our members and enriching internal debates. For that, I acknowledge your contribution and service. Mr. Afoko further addressed members of the party at all levels, from the national executives to polling station officers and the ordinary party faithfuls whose loyalty sustained the party's movement. He notes that the party had conducted an internal democratic exercise and stressed the need for unity. As in any family, contestation is part of the growth. Differences are expressed, positions are defended, and choices are made. But once a collective decision has been reached, unity must prevail. What binds us, our commitment to individual liberty, the rule of law, and shared prosperity must always outweigh temporary disagreements over tactics or leadership preferences. The former party leader said the objective of the NPP remains the same, as it is to build a party that is institutionally strong, internally cohesive, and strategically prepared, one that values every contributor, strengthens his grassroots, and mobilizes his full human resource base. I think it's a good statement. I think it's a good statement. It's a very, very profound statement by Mr. Paul Afoko. Now, the Herald is reporting about Bamia's 2028 running mate headache pops up early. Money, media, and aggressive lobbying has started. And the story is here. And Larry Dogbe's Herald is reporting that several leading members of the New Patriotic Party are reportedly lobbying to be selected as the running mate to the party's 2028 president flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, as early maneuvering intensifies within the opposition party. Now, multiple party sources told the Herald that the contest to partner Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia on the 2028 ticket has triggered behind-the-scenes lobbying, with some aspirants positioning themselves aggressively despite limited grassroots or parliamentary support. Frederico Pariansa, campaign manager for the MP flag bearer, has urged party members to slow down the discussions about potential running mates for the 2028 general elections, calling them premature and a distraction. One name frequently mentioned in internal party discussions is that of Mr. Anodompre, the member of parliament for Nsawame Dredje in the Eastern region, whose ambition is to become a vice presidential candidate, is described by some party members as unrealistic and politically isolated. Also making the rounds is Dr. Nana Ayu Efriye, the MP for Efidiase Asokore in the Ashanti region. Others who believe that Bawumia should repeat his 2024 running mate, Dr. Matthew Poko Prempeh, Elias Napo, a former energy minister who also served as Minister of Education under the Akufo-Addo government. I won't be surprised. Napo says Bawumia is the wisest. He was the wisest person in cabinet, wasn't he?
He didn't say that.
He didn't say that. Okay. All right. Now he says that interestingly, while Napo is believed to have matured through his 2024 experience, Dr. Nana Ayu Efriye, owner of Ghana Web, is regarded as an abrasive and is thought to have made significant money from the health sector trading to support the ticket. According to senior NPP figures who spoke to the Herald, Mr. Dompre's efforts to project himself as a potential running mate have failed to gain traction among key power brokers within the party, leading to what sources describe as a desperate last-ditch push to remain politically relevant. It's a very long story, but I guess that I've read the most relevant parts as far as I'm concerned. And then Nato, she's also been calling for unity. She's congratulating Bawumia on his victory. It's also been carried by today's Ghanaian publisher. I'll pick your initial thoughts. So congratulations to you. I mean, you were on several media platforms and you were basically campaigning for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia because you believed he was the right person to lead the party in these times. You must be a happy man.
Well, obviously I'm happy, but I'm happy for the party.
Okay.
The way the party conducted itself this Saturday was remarkable.
Okay.
276 voting centers, no report of any incidents that I heard of. Very, very peaceful election. I think this is by far one of the most peaceful internal elections we have witnessed. And it's kudos to the leadership of the party, the General Secretary and his team, the acting chairman, Mr. Joe Wise, who chaired the elections committee. I think we need to congratulate them for such a wonderful organization. It made it easy for the losing candidate to accept the verdict, because it was quite clear when the results began to trickle in, that the party has decided in a certain direction. So it made it very easy. Let me also congratulate all the losing candidates. I think their utterances after the election has been splendid. They have helped us to start the reconciliation process very nicely. I listened to Mr. Ken Ohene Japan, who placed second, telling his supporters that no can, no vote thing should stop. That for me was very, very refreshing. he asked them to calm down and that God's time is the best. And that the party's decision was very, very emphatic. And he was prepared to help the winning candidates in any manner that he could. I listened to Mr. Brian Champong, who even before the official declaration called the winning candidate to congratulate him. I saw that all the other candidates the same, Kwabe Japan the same, Seduchum the same. I've seen Seduchum visit Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. I've seen Kwabena Japan visit Mahmoud Baumia. And I want to congratulate all of them for setting the tone for us to get united for the battle ahead. So yes, I'm happy that my candidate won, but I think the bigger picture is that the party won on Saturday. And I'm excited that all the language is quite positive. At least I've seen the commentary coming from some stalwarts of the party that after competition, there's cooperation. And that's what Mr. Alan Chemartin said when he lost to Akufo-Addo, I think in 2014, that the NPP believes in competition. We fight fiercely, we argue our case out, but after competition, there's cooperation. And I'm just hoping that we build on that cooperation note going forward. And yesterday, when we visited our flag bearer, he was very clear that he was very open-minded, that he needed everybody in line to help him, support him, to execute this very difficult task ahead. And I must say, I'm very, very excited. I was quite clear in my mind that he was going to win. And I was not surprised at the results, the overwhelming results that trickled in. I mean, he won 232 constituencies out of the 276. That is a massive endorsement of his candidature. Forget about the percentage. I mean, for him to win 232 constituencies out of the 276 in Ghana, it's quite remarkable. In fact, if you add the votes obtained by the second and third contenders together, he still beats them. That should tell you that he was well received by the delegates. And when it happens like that, it tells everybody that this is the thinking and the feeling of the delegates of the party. And so, as a true Democrat, we all don't have an option, whether you're a part of his team or not, to follow him as he journeys on. I listened to Mr. Atta Kennedy, who has been a fierce critic of Akufo-Addo and Baumia over the years, saying that Baumia also deserves a chance. And I think the results shows very clearly that the party base and the party delegates are happy with him. They think that there's sense in repetition.
What were you telling Dr. Mahmoud?
Oh, I was congratulating him for a yeoman's job. And he toured the whole country, selling his message. He visited my constituency. His wife was there to also campaign. And I think for me, one of the revelations of this whole campaign was his wife. Very articulate, speaks so many different languages. He comes to your concert, he speaks Twi, goes to Central Region, he's speaking Fanti, he comes to Accra, she's speaking Ghana, and all that. She's a very all-rounded support system for the husband. And I think as a party, we all need to rally behind the candidates. Yesterday, I listened to the minority leader assuring the candidate of our support as a caucus to align with his vision and the vision of the party going forward. And I think it was incredible. The interesting part is that all the other members of parliament who were opposed his candidature yesterday came in, showed solidarity. We hugged together, took pictures together, and they all affirmed their readiness to assist the cause of the party. Of course, now being led by the vision of Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. So, Moro, by and large, it was a very good Saturday. Happy with the outcome and the peace that ensued during the whole process is quite remarkable, and I'm happy about that.
Ogwezi.
Well, I mean, first of all, I've said it already, but perhaps it's worth repeating. that the New Patriotic Party deserves congratulations for being able to organize this primary without much difficulty. It turned out to be largely, successful, peaceful, and so on. To that extent, it deserves, congratulations. However, there are a few things that need clarity or clarification. Again, I've heard the Honourable Member of Parliament say that the party will rally around the leader, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and his vision. That's a bit problematic, given the fact that they have told us that they have amended their party constitution and that presidential candidates would no longer be leaders of the party. What is the true constitutional position of the party?
Uncle, it's quite clear.
No, the constitution now, the amended one says the chairman of the party.
Yes, the leader of the party.
Is the leader of the party.
But that's the point I'm making.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
you're right.
when the chairman of the, when the constitution of the party says that the chairman is the leader,
yes,
and prominent members of the party say that no, is the flag bearer, there's a problem.
Right.
It needs to be resolved as quickly as possible.
True.
In order not to create conditions for power struggles at the helm of affairs. And there's a very legitimate issue to raise. Now, I must confess that I haven't had all of the data. And therefore, whatever I say is not the result of an in-depth analysis of what is happening. Because to be able to do that, the amount of data you need to have and to analyze is quite huge. But given what we know, I'm going to do some analysis. Now, we are told that all the other four contestants have actually put their weight behind Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. We ought to be asking ourselves, what is the value of that declaration? Given the fact that all four contestants, at one point or the other, believe that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is not the best leader of this country, or cannot be the best leader of this country. So what is the value of their commitment now? That's an important issue to raise. Okay. Now, one of them, my very good friend Kennedy Ohini Ejapong, actually in his concession speech, told his supporters that they shouldn't worry at all, and that there's 3 more years to go, and nobody can tell what is likely to happen or what could happen. What did that mean? Because I'm struggling to understand it. What did that mean? It can mean many, many things. One of the things which could happen and which you could be imagining to happen is that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will select him as a running mate. And therefore, his ticket and that of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia would not be the same. Would be the same.
That's highly unlikely.
We're talking at the realm of possibilities.
No, I understand you.
You understand? That's one of the things that can happen. There are other things that can happen that I don't want to contemplate. I don't even want it to come out of my mouth.
I know that.
Okay?
Yes.
But there are so many other things that can happen which may even lead to his incapacitation and therefore his inability to lead the party. But is this the kind of calculation which is being made in the party? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just analyzing what people have said. I don't know. Now again, if you look at the results of the election, and people want to play it down, Collins has tried to play it down and so on, his votes, as compared to the last primary, dropped. What does that mean? From 61% to 57%, there's a drop within the party.
56, actually.
56 plus.
Yes.
Okay. So what does that mean? Does that mean that a lot more people in the party, or some people in the party, are beginning to doubt his ability to win elections or to become president? Does that mean that? I don't know. but it's a legitimate question to ask. Then once he's won the primaries, it's almost automatic that between now and the elections, he has to select a partner, a running mate. How would that impact on his chances? There are many people who actually believe that his choice of a running mate for the last election was not the best. And they've said it. They keep saying it all the time. Is he going to make that mistake again? We don't know. This is an imponderable. We don't know. But it's a legitimate question to raise, you know. Now, how is he going to contain those who contested him? He has said that he's willing to work with them. He has no grudges against them and so on. That's all very well said and beautiful. But is it possible that one of them will be his running mate? Is that possible? I don't know. Nobody knows. It's an imponderable. Okay? Then there are other questions that need to be answered. Other major questions that need to be answered. For me, all of these primaries, elections, and so on, should not be reduced to fanfare. They should be reducible to concrete programs for resolving the problems that confront the Ghanaian people and the realization of the aspirations of the Ghanaian people. I'm not hearing a lot of that. I'm not hearing a lot of that. In fact, some people say they are not hearing that at all. But election 2028 ought to be about what measures we can take to ensure that our natural endowments belong to the people of Ghana and are exploited for the benefit of the people of Ghana. We want to hear that. I'm not hearing anything like that. You understand? Now, election 2028 ought to be about expanding access to education and improving the quality of education. Election 2028 ought to be about how to resolve the housing problem and so on. So those are the substantive issues. Those are the issues which will ultimately decide who wins the elections. Okay? And I'm not hearing a lot of that. Maybe that will come later, but that ought to be, you know, our focus and indeed the focus of everybody else. Now, before this primary was organized, there was a lot of debate within the New Patriotic Party itself about top-down approach and down-up approach and so on. Okay? Now that this election has been done, what is it that the party can do in order to ensure that the party structures are owned by party members and that you don't lead to a situation where the party becomes the fan club of any individual, no matter how loved he is, that the party does not become anybody's fan club. Because these were the issues which were raised right from the beginning. How do you ensure that? Okay. Now, there appears to have been some unity or some expressions of a desire for unity after the elections and so on. But you see, based on the NPP constitution, very soon we are going to have polling station elections.
Yes.
Leading to constituency elections.
But they will do electoral ward coordinator or something like that before the polling stations. Yes.
Leading to regional elections and national elections. So there are going to be different contestants. Which means that there are going to be different pitches. How may this affect or not affect the unity which is being proclaimed today? It's an important question to ask. How may or may it not affect the unity which everybody is touting today? And indeed, how is the newly elected presidential candidate going to position himself in this context? Is he going to have preferred candidates? Is he going to be neutral? If he's going to have preferred candidates, what will be the consequences for him and the party. And if he's going to remain neutral, is he ready to work with any and everybody who is elected through the democratic process? These are important questions, you know. Now, I've heard Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia himself say that the most critical issue going into the 2028 election is party unity. I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all.
Really?
Yes. 2024 produced the third most disastrous election result for the New Patriotic Party, if it claims to be from the Dankwa Busia tradition. The third most disastrous election result. I'm counting 1951 and so on. Okay. I want to believe that people voted largely because of the prevailing economic and social conditions. A lot of people voted because of the e-levy and so on. You know that.
DDP and all of that, yeah.
DDP, the energy sector and so on. So many things. Okay. So if the last election was issue-based and the issues centered around the economic and social conditions of the Ghanaian people, I would expect that to some extent or to a very large extent, 2028 will be based on those same parameters. But if they are, then the NDC must leave office with worse conditions than the NPP left office with, in order to give the NPP a chance. So, for example, and if you take this as indicators, there are many indicators, but these are just a few indicators. The value of the cedi, where would it be in 2028? The energy sector, what will be its state in 2028, and so on. And I'm in sympathy with those who think that the NDC must do worse than the NPP did for the NPP to win the elections. Now, Moro, you asked a very important question, which is simply this. That do opposition parties win elections or do government parties lose elections? I think the two happen. All the two circumstances can be real. I've been on the campaign trail and I've been to places where people have said that, look, given the prevailing circumstances, even if you put a goat here, this candidate cannot win. That's an expression of the situation where people are not actually voting for a political party, but they are rejecting a political party or a certain individual. It does happen. Okay. Now, it is also true that in some elections, people have voted, sometimes not even minding the issues, but focusing attention on their like or dislike of the candidate. And I've seen that in many. I mean, in 1992, we went out campaigning. And I encountered, please don't get me wrong, because it's likely to sound sexist. I'm only reporting what actually happened on the ground. I'm not sexist at all. But you went to places, and mainly women will tell you that Jerry Rawlings is so handsome, that they will vote for him. You understand? It plays in Ghana's politics. So the like and dislike of the candidate, either based on his personality, the way he talks, the way he carries himself, and so on, is also part of the electoral process.
Right.
And you've got to recognize that. Okay? Somehow, whether you take it or not, it's a fact that the current president has some charisma. Very serious charisma. The way he affects people when he meets them. I mean, there's something magnetic between him and people when he meets them. And you all know it if you will speak the truth. I mean, there's some aura around Mahama, a certain charismatic thing around Mahama, you know, which makes him so popular. problem for the NDC is that no matter what happens, I'm convinced that Mahama will not be on the ticket. You know, no matter what happens, it will be strange if in 2028, President John Dramani Mahama is on the ticket. I think he will not be on the ticket. And if he's on the ticket, he'll be ill-advised to be on the ticket.
Right.
And that's my very clear position. So who is it that the NDC is going to put forward who would have the residual charisma? And I'm very careful with my choice of words. The residual charisma of Mahama. We don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody can tell at this stage. Huh?
Okay, so our time is almost up.
Oh, so I should stop. I have stopped.
I'm enjoying the thing too much. I know that if I lose God,
you should have allowed them. I was also enjoying it. I was also enjoying the commentary.
No, I like where he ended, which is what is the NDC going to put up in 2028? We'll do this discussion next week. We'll continue.
Oh no, I have some few things I have to.
Okay. Can you do this in just 3 minutes?
So let's meet here next week. I cannot be stopped on account of the fact that time is up.
Oh, I just want to allay your fears. I just want to allay your fears.
This is just part one.
I just want to allay his fears.
You can't stop me on account of the fact that time is up. And then find 3 minutes. How then was time up?
So you can say small. Just 2 minutes to wrap up.
I mean, there's no doubt that His Excellency has some charisma. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you see him interact with people very nicely.
Right.
But as Uncle said, he's not going to be on the ballot.
Yeah.
In 2028, he's done. He's done. And Uncle is a very interesting word. Residual charisma. Uncle, the next person coming, he will not inherit any residual charisma.
Do you know him?
I know.
Do you know her?
He will not.
You don't know.
I can tell you for a fact.
You don't know.
Mr. Mahama will move with his charisma. He's gone. He will not leave any residual charisma for anybody. The person coming from the NDC must prepare to have his own charisma. And I know it's going to be him. And I know the person.
Really?
Oh, yes.
When did you become a prophet? I think you've joined the college of prophets.
Just as you insinuated about the possibilities of what is going to happen in the next 3 years, so am I also insinuating what is going to happen in the next 3 years in the NDC.
You appear to have joined the college
of prophets. But what I can say emphatically is that none of them is going to inherit any charisma from John Mahama, His Excellency. He is going to go with his charisma. All the people who are potential candidates from the NDC, we know them. We know their charisma already.
Who are they?
Oh, we know them. Oh, but the people who want to contest, we know. S.A.B. Ketia, Haruna Idrusu, the vice president. We know all the names that is floating around.
Who gave you the names?
Oh, we know. S.A.B. Ketia said thank you tour. He's on a thank you tour. We know.
So if you go on a thank you tour, it means that
the president has already had a thank you tour, but the chairman of the party is doing another thank you tour. We are not kids. We understand the game.
And he told you that he's embarking on the thank you tour.
I know. He have people, have members of parliament, friends, NDC members of parliament who tell me that they are supporting S.A.B. Ketia. We are colleagues in parliament.
That's S.A.B. Ketia told them that.
Haruna's picture has just popped up yesterday. He is coming like Kakai. He should come with his charisma. Nobody is going to take any residual charisma from Mr. Mahama.
S.A.B. Ketia should come with his own charisma.
He should come with his own charisma.
S.A.B. Ketia.
We say there's no residual charisma. Nobody is going to inherit any residual charisma.
You are spoken for. You see how
No. All the points I want to make is that the NDC should just prepare themselves for a battle. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the current president with his charisma, is going to leave the scene. There's going to be a power change, a change of guard. I'm coming, please. Wait. Kwesi, talk about some few things that I want to respectfully.
But you appear to be more interested in the residual charisma.
Because that residual, that residual charisma, the intention is to assist the new candidate. It will not happen. There's no residual charisma. That person should come with his own charisma to meet our candidates. Dr. Mamadou Maubia. Yes, no residual charisma. I'm going to talk about 2023 drop.
Yes.
The dynamics of 2023 was different. We all knew that the 2023 election, there were two main contenders. It was between Kennedy Ejapong and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Okay.
So the 63 or 65 was not surprising. We were two main candidates.
All right.
This time around, Bawumia has even won more constituencies.
Okay.
More than he did.
All
When now we have three main contenders.
All right. So
it tells you that the base is solidly behind him.
No, you see, in the selection of data for analysis, you can do many things. And that is what
and of course,
you are selecting number of percent than actual vote. Deliberate selection.
But yes, you also deliberately selected the drop.
I want the next 5 seconds to celebrate Ron Kenoli. You know Ron Kenoli, one of the most influential worship leaders of our times. He died at. I know, I get it. Oh, you've been repeating this for almost 10 minutes.
Nobody should
yes,
take any decision.
So Ron Kenoli, unfortunately, I wanted us to play. I wanted us to play his song, but time is not our best friend. So tomorrow we'll celebrate Ron Kenoli. Anyway, I want to thank you very much for your time, and also Uncle Kwesi.
Can you imagine? As that day, I think he was actually planning to have intimacy with me.
As usual, it's hurting. But wait, I cannot wait to be promoted, Mom.
You know me, I get black belt, so nigga don't fuck with me. Nigga don't fuck with me. Bro, I go